start
You need to
start
accept.
with
Something should pop up on your screen.
the Facebook profile is the one that I use for just browsing the Facebook, and I'm not Layla.
Oh,
My name is Guzel,
Guzel.
and I am of course from Russia. Are we talking English? Are we talking Russian?
Давайте пока по-русски, когда дело зайдет о карьере
Деле
по-английски. А пока что,
Хорошо.
значит, Гузель?
Да, Гузель. Я уже 20 лет здесь. Первые, боже мой, больше, чем 10 лет. Ну, как минимум 8 лет я была здесь без визы, в смысле без рабочей визы, H4. Стандартная такая процедура, ты приезжаешь с мужем, садишься дома, муж обижается, огорчается. Вот, и в конце концов вы разводитесь. Вот у нас с нами так это произошло. Вот.
Это, конечно, очень знакомый сценарий.
Да. Я некоторое время поучилась у портного и поработала в Калифорнии, в Бэйре. Сначала интерншип был, потом пару лет в одном месте, в другом месте. Но потом как-то так все... Потом я познакомилась с мужчиной и решила, что типа я некоторое время... Меня уволили, и я решила, что я некоторое время без работы посижу. Это была большая ошибка. Вот. Ну и в конце концов дело кончилось тем, что мы с мужчиной расстались, и я в конце концов собралась и уехала в Техас. Потому что меня тут подруга позвала, сказала, что ты там делаешь, тебе там нечего делать, сюда приезжай. Вот. Ну и, собственно говоря, здесь, в Техасе, они как раз в это время организовали новую компанию, и им в этой компании нужны были люди, которые делают data labeling. И, собственно говоря, я вот воткнулась в самом начале, в первом году работы этого стартапа. И, собственно говоря, сидела на попе ровно 5 лет. А потом меня недавно уволили. И поэтому как бы я сейчас исследую, какие возможности у меня есть. И почему-то всплыло customer support или tech support. Я не очень понимаю, что это такое, что оно все подразумевает.
Как оно всплыло?
Я пошла на вебинар, Information Technology вебинар, и там по какой-то причине они говорят, что типа вот, вы можете сразу типа почти вот с лету войти в техсаппорт, а потом вы немножко, а потом они даже не говорят, что ты поучишься, а потом ты типа можешь стать data analyst.
Okay,
Потом ты можешь стать...
let's switch to English.
Okay. So it was really strange for me to hear that the transition that they present to the people who is listening to them, that it is so like you will be in tech support and then few years later you will get into the development, few years later you will get into the data analyst. I'm like, for Pete's sake, from this to this, there's supposed to be some kind of learning or some knowledge required, and not only knowledge, like I managed to gain some knowledge, experience, because knowledge without experience is almost nothing. And honestly, before I left for Texas, I did a certificate for data analytics, databases and data analytics in Santa Cruz University. That was extension in Santa Clara. And unfortunately, I was not able to jump into the data analytics positions right away because I am in general quite not confident in my skills. And that makes me always hesitant to apply. Like I cannot do like I have 30% of skills that they require. I am applying for that job. Even when I do it, I feel that I am just like faking it. And so being scared is one of the things that I am struggling from. So that's why I wanted to talk to the person. You said that you are tech support person, right?
I have, so a little bit about myself. I've been here for 30 years. And in my previous life back in Moscow, I was philolog, where I was writing my PhD dissertation on William Faulkner when I decided that we have to live also with the soon-to-be ex-husband. But when I moved here, I was supposed to go teach comparative literature at a college in Kansas. But I discovered computers, and it was just the beginning of the computer, 1991. And I got like a temporary job, and I bought a computer, and I started playing with it all day long and all night long. And it was so complicated because it was such a primitive technology, so I had to do a lot of hands-on fixing. And I figured it out, and then I was helping all my friends, and then I saw in a newspaper an ad for technical support position, and my friend said, apply, that's what you do, right? You do it for free, you love it, so apply. And what's the worst that can happen? And I said, well, I don't have a computer science degree, I'm purely humanities person. I say, what's the worst that can happen? Apply. I applied, I passed the interview, they provided training, and I never left the field ever since, because I think technical support is absolutely fantastic. For certain people, it's not for everybody. So I went through being like frontline technical support engineer to becoming a supervisor, then a manager, and like all the way to VP of global support, which was my highest role. And I also did some consulting again on the support area, and career consulting as well. So I have 2 consulting practices at the moment. So technical support, there are 2 completely different things. There is a customer support and there is a technical support, right? You understand the difference?
I believe so. Customer support is customer calling you and asking you a question, and then you're trying to figure out and help with the problems that they have. Technical support, I'm a little bit vague.
Okay.
Maybe same
So
thing, but
customer support is you have a question about your, I don't know, Comcast account, or you're moving and you want to change the address. So it's completely non-technical, except that you will have to deal with their data system. But it is a very easy entry-level position if you are comfortable talking on the phone with people, which not everybody is. If you are, that's a great.
I will be probably hesitant. I believe I can talk, but I am introvert, and it's like pushes me over my comfortable. Like when I need to talk for myself, like with the bank or with something like with insurances, I do talk.
Okay.
But if for a job, it might be a little bit hard for me.
I'm an introvert. You wouldn't believe it talking to me, but I'm really, really introverted, and I would much rather sit home with a book than go out with friends. But in those years, learned to be social and open, and
Learn to fake it. Like
not fake it. No, not fake it. Um, it's like I go to work, I put in a business casual outfit, nice shoes, and I also are turning on my social skills that I have learned. It's not faking it. I'm really genuinely engaged with people. But sometimes when I'm at a conference and there is a lot of like people and there is an opening and cocktail hour and I talk to colleagues, I have to go to the bathroom and sit there for like 15, 20 minutes just to recharge, because it's just too much. But in the work environment, I have absolutely no problem communicating, because that's a job. So customer support is mostly phone, but there are also email and chat options.
I will be probably most comfortable chatting, emailing probably too. I believe.
In the systems like that, it's very easy. They usually set up like a template. So you'll just click, you wouldn't even need to write, in most cases, write your own email. You will click on inquiry about the bill, and it will give you on the screen template with words, and you just fill in some details. It's a good start, but it's a dead end. It's it's not necessary. I take it back. You can become, if you're really good, you can become a supervisor, you can become a manager, you can grow, but within that customer support, and it's very limited in layers, right? So there's
Okay.
and there's
Is it different?
definitely
different?
not a pathway to any kind of technical jobs because it's purely non-technical.
With tech support is a little bit
Now,
different.
tech support is very different. Tech support is solving people's technical problems. So my printer doesn't work, or my Microsoft Windows crashes, or when I click this button in, doing Zoom, something happens. And being a technical person myself, I try to fix it myself. If I cannot, I will chat or email or call support. And somebody on the other end would take my information, will ask for the symptoms, like what is happening, what you were doing, when was the last time it was working. And then they usually have what's called knowledge base. So they will have a database of collected knowledge where they will search for the answers. Tier support has 3, sometimes 2 tiers, sometimes 4. Tier 1 is not expected to solve problems on their own. So you will find something in the knowledge base. If it becomes more complicated and you went all the way through whatever instruction was and it's still not working, then the case will be escalated to tier 2 engineer, who is more senior, has a lot of technical experience.
Business transfer to them.
Yeah, the case will be escalated. It's called escalated, and it's usually done through the CRM system. It's the customer tracking system that tracks all the cases. So you would write your notes. I did this, this, and this. You will hit escalate, and it will go into the tier 2 queue.
And
So,
then people from second layer just reaching out to the customer and talking to them.
Yes. Yeah. In most cases, sometimes they will give you some information, and you'll have to communicate it back to the customer. But the thing is that on the front line, you're not really, in most cases, expected to solve new problems. You usually deal with existing problems. Tier 2 is senior engineers, but sometimes even they cannot fix it, and then they escalate it to tier 3, which is usually within engineering. So it will be somebody who can read the code and who can issue a patch, so they can fix the problem in the product itself, which tier 2 and tier 1 cannot. Those people will not talk to customers. They will just pass the information, and because it's like a pyramid. There is, let's say, 100 people in technical support tier 1. There is, I said 100, right? There is maybe 40 people in tier 2, and there will be like 5 in tier 1. But those 5 can solve problems in their sleep, because there's in some organizations, especially startups, they don't do tiers. It's every case comes to everybody. But they usually have, and they wouldn't have any documentation on what to look for. So I would recommend this type of role only for somebody who is very experienced in tech support and can understand the problem, can troubleshoot, and have troubleshooting skills.
Okay.
Now, talking about pathways, I know a lot of people who worked for me and became developers, they became product managers, they became business analysts, and all of that requires learning, of course. If you're working for a big, solid company, they will have in-house training that you can cross-train and you can learn. So like if you're at Google, for example, there is almost unlimited access to knowledge, and you can pick up learning. You can do projects in your free time. You can start like volunteering for projects, so you will build your skills, practice portfolio, and then you can, if that's what you want, you could then migrate to development, if that's what you want to do.
You see,
or data analyst. Data analyst is super hot right now.
Okay, so that's, you see, I'm in a not cross, in not very comfortable position without job and without experience to fight or like apply for high paying jobs or for reasonable jobs. So I need to step in somewhere.
Right.
Then like from like having being paid and learning something. So that's what I was considering. Like if it takes like 10 weeks for me to get into the customer support, maybe I can get there or tech support and then start learning the skills.
Yeah.
Uh, I am it just I don't see clear path in front of me. What to do? I don't see clear goals in front of me. I don't understand how to. And then age, I believe I'm a little bit concerned that I am 53 and what I can look for in that age. Because when I was in California, I noticed that they expect people to be somewhere between 30 and 40, and I was already 45, 46 at that time. So scared. That's scared.
I'm 62, and I'm actually right now in the process of search because the company I was working for had layoffs. They laid off a bunch of people, and I have 2 consulting practices, but that's not enough, not nearly
Mm-hmm.
enough to keep me sustained. So I am at 62 doing a job search, which is
Okay.
very humbling. The problem with my type of search is that I cannot even take a customer support job because nobody would hire me for that. I'm like way overqualified. And
Well,
they will
over.
know that they will assume that I will stay there for a few months until I find something better, which is correct. But there are different avenues of approach.
Mhm.
So you have 2 goals. One is a short term, you need to get a job to support yourself. And one is more medium to long term, figure out what you want to do next and how to do it. Okay. And I can help with it. Like the part of my practice that I enjoy most is helping people exactly with the questions like what do I do with the rest of my life. So it's almost a combination of therapy and being a priest and psychologist and so we can talk about that later. That's you need to get on solid ground first.
Strangely enough, I am considering the options going and working in Walmart and
Working
just
what?
like Walmart, grocery stores, something like that.
There is no shame in that. Absolutely
It
not.
is not exactly not about the shame, but I understand if I step in that direction, going in a technical field will be even more complicated
No, no,
for
absolutely
some
not.
reason. I'm feeling
Absolutely
that.
not. Well, first of all, you don't have to even show those jobs on your resume.
Mhm.
You can instead you can say career break learning, and you have great learning to show. You did this course, so it's I can help you with that. That's not a big deal. I wouldn't even be able to do that because I have back pain, so I cannot like do anything standing. But I was considering doing delivery jobs like
Mhm.
DoorDash, just so that I don't have to worry about, and I'm not under pressure to take the first job that comes. So 30%, you said that you are hesitant to apply for a job where you have 30% fit. There is not every percent is the same. There are core responsibilities, that requirements, and these are the must-haves. And then there are nice to have. Nobody ever gets exactly what they wrote in the job description. It's like Christmas wish list. Like, I would love to get all these presents, but I will be okay if I only get this one, like, Lego set. So it is perfectly fine to apply for a job where you don't have 100% match. 30% is stretching it, but it depends which 30%. If you are, let's say, applying for an accounting job and you have mismatch, and among the mismatch is accounting, that's a problem. If the mismatch is they wanted like 5 years experience with this and you have 4, that's fine. So the core, or like you're applying to be a lifeguard, but you cannot swim. You will meet all the other requirements, not you personally, but you cannot do your core job. So it's important to understand what are the core job requirements and how you can fit, because everything else is irrelevant. You also are not expected to understand and know their product because they will train you. Like, nobody walks in with a full knowledge of the job. Nobody is born with a knowledge of the job. People learn. That's how it works. I came here with absolutely no technical knowledge as an expert in American literature from American South. Go figure. And so 30% is probably a little bit challenging, but you have to look at what those 30% are. I absolutely discourage people, and I absolutely hate this tendency that people are sending out hundreds of resumes per day, applying to absolutely everything without even reading the job description. And that creates so much noise in the system that people who have actually really good match will be lost in this deluge of crap.
Yeah, like 900 applicants.
Yeah.
500 applicants.
Yeah.
Like, what I'm going to do there? I'm
Okay.
just.
So I think a good option for you would be to go through a placement agency. There are large placement agencies, and I actually started my career before tech doing that. So they were sending me to a company for like 2 or 3 weeks or a month. So it's temporary position, which was actually great for me because I got exposed to a lot of different things and different systems. And so there are several really good ones. I can send you some names. I don't
I
know.
believe the one that I know is the Robert Half.
Yeah,
Is that
Robert Half, but Robert Half is geared towards more technical, but they may have entry-level technical support jobs for sure. I need to look up the other companies on my list that do customer service, entry-level, or technical support. That will give you experience, that will give you confidence, and with every assignment you will be more and more valuable to the point where you may actually stay at one of those jobs and convert to permanent. In some situations, the placement agency has a condition that you cannot be hired by the person, but in most cases it's okay. I actually hired a lot of people through RHI, Robert Half. We had like a peak, very busy, so I needed like urgently 10 more people, and out of the 10, like 5 I kept full time because they have proven themselves.
so? What is the last company that they already let you go?
The company had a layoff way back in April. But I was thinking I can just accelerate my consulting and do more of it and do the outreach. But I realized that with the budgets the way they are, my management consulting side, there is just people don't have budget for that because it's an expensive service. Like, my annual hourly rate was 300 to 400 So it's only companies can pay, but right now they're so, which is why I decided to go back into the full-time job, and it's what I'm doing. You said that do you know what the imposter syndrome is?
Yes, I've heard about it, and it's feeling that you take somebody else's place, uh, trying to do something that somebody else is supposed to do, and just that's probably a lot of time. That's what I feel like.
Yeah,
Even
that's
though,
that's
I'm on like I have a position, I'm working and feel like I do not match properly to like how it is possible that they hired me. I'm not a good fit for that position inside. That's constant inside thinking like that.
yeah, but again, nobody's born
I understand
to
that.
do this job. So everybody's learning on the job,
You
and there
see,
is
some people comfortable. Some people don't even have thoughts like that. Some people just confident enough to say like, I got the job, I will do well. I will get the job. I will feel scared a lot of time.
my ex-husband, a different ex-husband. He was a electrical engineering back in the Soviet Union, but he decided to do the QA job, and he went to Portnov, and he managed to get his foot in. And then there was an internet bust, and a lot of companies started like layoffs, actually even worse than now. So he decided he'll just fake it. So he would find the job description, and he would write under skills exactly what they want.
Did it help?
And I told him, like, what are you think? Like, they will, it's like accountant who doesn't know accounting. Like, they will teach you the tools, but you have to have some fundamentals. So he was working for a company as on a contract directly to them that needed Java development, and he wrote Java development, and he wouldn't know Java from T. So they fired him like in a month, when it was so clear that he has no idea what he's talking about. So that's the other side of the 30% match. His 30% was not matching the core requirements, and they're not going to teach you because they expect you to know, because that's the job that they hired you. Now, with the entry-level positions, the customer service and the technical support, there is no expectation that you will know everything or even anything walking into the door. It's a position where they will train you. To be successful in the search, you need to figure out what in your past career makes you a good candidate for this type of job, which is not rocket science, and I do it every day.
So what kind of things that I need to present to be a customer support?
Well, let me pull up something. Oh, my Zoom is saying that it turned off at 10 minutes. I can let's do this. Send me your resume. I will message you my email address. I will look at some job postings and do this initial analysis, like what can you do here to emphasize here. But it's important to connect the dots, because the recruiter will not do that for you. They will select the reason they took me for that technical support job, even though I was not technical, was that I had enthusiasm for fixing things, and I became really good at fixing things. And if you have that, everything else is that's the core for technical support of the type I was applying for. You had to be able to solve problems. So we need to find something in your background that would make you a good candidate for either of those jobs. So
Do you have resumes of some people that applied for positions like that, so I can take a look as well, like what kind of resume they give
I
to you
I
to
don't, but
be hired?
I can find.
Mhm. It just to see like real resume, it will be interesting. And I will send resume as is, like to.
Yeah, don't worry about just send it as is.
Should I attach it to the messaging in Facebook
I will
or
send
you
you
can?
I will send you my email.
Okay.
It's easy to do through email. So you'll send me your resume. I will look for example resumes for those positions. I will get you a list of the placement company. There may be some local ones. I can do a cursory search, but what exactly are you in Texas?
I'm in Austin. I send you
What?
my email.
Okay, Austin
I'm in
is really good for.
Austin.
Um,
I'm not married to Austin, but it will take for me a while to get to the point that I'm comfortable moving away because
don't
finances.
change. Don't change everything at once. You do one change at a time, and that's, by the way, one of the core laws of troubleshooting. When you're trying to fix something, don't change everything at once. Change one thing, see if it works. If it didn't work, try another thing. Okay, so I will placement agencies, resumes, and some sample job description that we can connect to your resume. So let's go at a 30-minute conversation, and then we'll have another 30-minute conversation down the road, and then we can talk about next steps.
I send you my email.
Okay.
It's in a message on the Facebook, and I will expect email coming from you.
Yes.
So I will start looking into the positions like that, the tech support or customer support. Just because, like, from my understanding, it's easier to get into
Yes, it
like
is.
that. I am not completely oblivious about technical stuff, and if I get into the rhythm in the pattern of it, I might do real like well enough.
There
I
is.
just never did anything like that. That's why I'm like I wanted to know and understand what it is actually.
So let me take a look at your resume and see what in your background will be a fit. It is perfectly reasonable to apply to 3 completely different job areas. You can apply to customer service, technical support, and some other technical role. I just don't send the same resume to all 3.
Okay, cool.
Let's look at the calendar. When what's your availability during the day?
During the day, sometimes I attend the webinars because after 5 p.m. here, most of the time I'm home.
Okay.
Maybe once a week I'm out, not exactly completely out, might be late to be here at 5, but
How about same time on Monday, next Monday, the 11th?
okay, that's fine.
Right, I will
7
send
p.m. and 5 p.m. at your place.
5 p.m. my time, yes. No matter what Google tells me, I now confirm that it's.
We can actually, if you feel like comfortable, we can do the Google Meet,
I
which is
actually, yeah, we can do Google Meet.
it is a little bit less restrictive with the
Yeah.
time. I like it more. Anyway, thank you for your time. I'm happy
Hang in
to.
there, hang in there. I can totally relate to how you feel. I am on my own, and but I have
Yeah.
4 cats, so that's emotional support.
Okay. Have a
But
good night.
age is not such a big problem that some people make it to be. So
Maybe
as long as you can learn and you can demonstrate that you can learn, that's
I'm trying.
okay.
So have a good night. Thank you for your conversation. It was
Okay.
interesting to hear, and I'm
Pleasure.
glad
Pleasure meeting you.
you have beautiful blue eyes. Where
Oh,
you got
thank
them?
you. Thank you. That made my day.
Have a good night.
Um,
Bye.
I will send you a recording and a transcript so you can review it. Okay. All right. Pleasure meeting you.
Bye.
Take care. Talk to you next week.